Spark Endurance, Rob Noyle and Shelley Pike out on there, one of our few lady competitors. Stephen Neat looking very smooth indeed, using all of that track, and you can see him just tug on that front brake as he heads into Peel Corner. Well, there's Blue Jets and Insignia Racing. Of course, the Insignia boys out there running around in about third position at the moment in these early stages of our 3-hour race. The number 4 machine of Derek Redmond Racing, and Derek not riding this weekend. Tony Rogers out there and Neil Garnham running. Oh, looks like we got a faller, and that I think by the looks of it is a high side coming out of the first corner. So the number 20 machine with the red armband of Ducks Cross Racing, Martin Landman, believe it or not, taking a fall, lifts that bike up, and hopefully everything okay. I think it was Mike Eglinton's birthday this weekend, so that's not the best birthday present that you could give somebody there. Well, he's going wrong direction at the moment, and I think what happens is he's going to get penalised for that, believe it or not, because you cannot go the wrong direction on track, so that will be a 1-minute penalty given to Ducks Cross Racing. Well, there we go, Martin Landman getting back onto track. Certainly nothing hanging off the bike, so I think it was a relatively gentle one, but he's free to continue. There we have the number 69 machine, one of our other 600s in our junior endurance. So that's the J&B Racing of Jason Bradlaugh and Nigel Bradlaugh, and Nigel Bradlaugh with the yellow armband. One of our elder competitors out there, raced TZ 350s a long time ago, bit of a shake of the head there from the Ducks Cross Racing team. But yep, J&B Racing, Nigel Bradlaugh out there. Nothing a wash and a brush up can't fix on that one, no real problems there. Crash Bung, I think, saved the majority of the damage on that.
A bit of over enthusiasm early on in an endurance race, I suppose. Got about 10 laps in, didn't I? Oh yeah, it's only a low speed one really, just a little bit too hard because I thought it was a short circuit race, trying to pass everybody on the first 2 laps. Not good for a 3-hour race, is it really? New set of boots, guys. This one set of boots ruined. Never mind.
So there we go, changes are occurring, and Martin Landon giving us a rider's perspective on how not to do it. Well, there we go, the 69 machine now coming in for its changeover. Need to swap over the little red transponders. There's the Visor Vision team. You can see Insignia in the background, and also we have the number 12 machine coming in of Rufix Racing, Dean Smith and Andrew Wythe. Pit Stop Racing do their changing. And quick tap on the tail unit for number 102, the SorryMate.com team, who after a slightly mishap beginning start to get their act together. Refueling takes place in pit lane. As you can see, some very specific equipment required to do that. As the transponder gets changed over, we catch up with Andy McKnight. So carrying the number 1 plate, we've got Andy McKnight, and certainly looks like a return to form, Andy, after what is about half a year off.
Yeah, it's slowly coming back. It was a bit of a slow start yesterday. Stephen rode a superb race for us yesterday, got an absolutely cracking start. I think we were about sort of 24th, 25th on the grid because we start with no championship points. I think Stephen was up to 10th by the first corner and 3rd by the end of the first lap. So yeah, he put us in literally pole position yesterday. So my job today is really just to keep plugging away and supporting Stephen. He's putting in some fantastic times. Yeah, the win's on. It's definitely game on. Sweatshop run a slightly different strategy. They're a 1-bike team, so they run longer stints, but their stops are slightly longer because they have to fuel. So we get a good quick stop and we get the best cut of the traffic. Plus tyre wear might play an issue. I know the guys have had issues with the tyres at Brands and at Mallory. I know Mike Dickinson made some changes to the bike this morning. So we'll just have to see how they get on, but if tyres start to play into it, we can sling in some fresh rubber. It doesn't cost us any time. The last hour and a half hour could be quite interesting.
Well, you certainly said it, Andy. Of course, Andy, TM72, 2010 champions. There goes the number 2 machine, Sweatshop Racing, currently in second in the National Thousands. And, well, Stephen Neat, there he is, just banging out those laps one after another, just concentrating on his entry points. So here we go then. Here are the standings after our first hour. It's Sweatshop Racing in first with TM72 in second, M&M Racing in third with Derek Redmond 4 and Insignia 4th and 5th respectively. Half a Chance Racing in 6th, Tank Racing 7th, BLDS Couriers in 8th with Blue Jets Racing and Visor Vision in 9th and 10th respectively. So only an hour remaining in our junior tag and senior 1000cc sorrymate.com endurance, and as you can see just down there, they're clearing up a bit of a fluid spill. We're not unsure of the nature of that. All we know is that Dean Smith on the number 12 Rufix racing machine came out at high speed and the bike went end over end. All the riders under pace car conditions, so Dave Mabbott, the series director, out there at the moment, and that means that the pit lane can only open as the riders come past. That incident still being dealt with. TM72 still in that top spot in the National Thousands. Sweatshop Racing really can't chase them down because we still have another 2 laps under safety car conditions. Well, Emma Myers there with our safety car flag out on post, doing a sterling job. There he is, series director Dave Mabbott, out in the wife's car, doing a spot of safety car driving. So no overtaking under safety car conditions as they attempt to clean up that fluid spill at the final corner before the start-finish straight. And well, certain events overtaking the safety car at this point, well, that is a breakdown for Lewis Mason, believe it or not, our current leaders in the National 600s. A couple of officials, that's Andy and Denzel, pushing him back in. Now, believe it or not, his team was unawares at that point that Lewis had broken down, as Robbie Moore had taken to the gents to take a constitutional, having been called back to do their changeover in a bit of a rush. They were losing time, to say the least. Luckily, not many laps lost as they were under those safety car conditions, and well, hopefully they will be back on track in earnest. So here we go then, the Audi now coming into pits, the lights off, so racing free to continue at the Anglesey circuit, and away they go. It is Sweatshop Racing who lead the pack away. Mike Dickinson still out there on the bike, and well, we haven't seen the usual rider out there, Mick Godfrey, who normally we speak to here at Anglesey, leaving most of the work there to a rather fresher-faced Mike Dickinson, shall we say. But usual overtakes now beginning to occur, but it is Mike Dickinson who begins to move away with this. TM72 still leading at this point, as we see the majority of riders. There's the Derek Redmond Racing people in third, Visor Vision out there, and there's Team Insignia as well, third in the National Thousands. Certainly Mike Dickinson, smooth and quick on that ZX-10R. There's Scale just counting down the minutes on pit wall, keeping abreast of situations. Duck Cross managed to get themselves going again, and there's our leaders in the Junior 600s, number 5, the Brand Brothers, and we also see Andy Rouse after coming off the Michelin Power Cup Thousands on the FatBlokeRacewear.com team, slightly further down this time round. He has been having a few issues with the CBR 1000RR. Bit of a bobble there for Mike Dickinson on the number 2 machine. And well, we've got another couple of fullers. That's 115, Visor Vision and Jonty Dixon on the BLDS Couriers. Now, those guys were in, I think, 3rd and 4th at this position, believe it or not, after having a coming together. And they should be able to get those started. and hopefully they should be able to rejoin. But of course, well, different classes together, but losing time, both of them. If we have a look at that, it's Rob Barnes who's taken the fall for Visor Vision. Now he's not been able to get that started. John T. Dixon has got his GSXR started, so he'll be able to get back to the pits and get Bill Lilly to do a changeover so that Bill is able to go out on his CBR 1000 RR. But, well, currently in and around 4th place. He gives a quick check over to the machine as he's riding, which is not the safest way of doing it, to say the least. And here we go, it is Rob Barnes having to run back to the pit to do the changeover. You can see these just carrying his transponder to get that back to his teammate to be able to get them out onto track. Round of applause there from the crowd. Well, that's what we call a sterling effort indeed. So, there's the pits. There goes the changeover. Clearly, pit crew not quite ready for that one. Well, here he is. This is Andy McKnight. This is his final endurance race before he moves to Pastures New, and the TM72 team still ahead of Sweatshop Racing. There goes Mick Godfrey on the Sweatshop Racing #2 machine to see if he can begin to chase down the current leaders. That's Robbie Moore on his R6, and well, Robbie out there with his yellow armband. They are still leading in the National 600s, and well, they've had a pretty clean sweep. I think leaders of the Junior 1000s is the the ex-TM17 team, now called Blue Jets Racing. And, well, that's Froggy on the bike. One of our Midlanders. Then we have the number 122 machine. That's currently at TDM Racing, Michael and Terry Merritt. Brand Brothers leading in the Junior 600s. This will be only their 3rd endurance race. They were brand new to the series at Brands Hatch. So, I think that's possibly Pete Brand out there at the moment on that machine. So there is Mick Godfrey out on the ZX-10R. As you can see, a distinctive petrol tank on that one, having the quick fill system fitted on that, so they can literally fill the bike in about 3 seconds flat and get themselves out. But the checkered flag does go out, and we should be able to give you our final results in the SorryMate.com Endurance. Tank Racing, Chris Mason just shaking the hand there of our winners, the number 1 carrying TM72. Stephen Neat moves his bike to Park Fermate, where all bikes must remain for an allocated time to make sure they cool down. So here we go then, the results. TM72 take the top spot, Sweatshop Racing 2nd, Insignia take 3rd overall, M&M Racing in 4th, with Pit Stop Racing in 5th. Blue Jets Racing takes 6th, with Half a Chance Racing in 7th. BLDS Couriers round the corner in 8th, and Derek Redmond Racing in 9th. Tank Racing round out our top 10. So, in our National Thousands, TM72 take it, with Sweatshop Racing 2nd, Insignia 3rd, Half a Chance Racing 4th, and BLDS Couriers in 5th. National 600s, M&M Racing take the top spot, Pit Stop Racing take 2nd, Ducks Cross take 3rd, Spark Endurance in 4th, and Roundall Racing in 5th. In our Junior Thousands, Blue Jets take the top, Derek Redmond Racing 2nd, Bonsai in 3rd, Sherwood Motorcycles 4th, and Racing Snakes take 5th. In our Junior 600s, TDM Racing take the top spot, SorryMate.com in 2nd, Initiatech JRR take 3rd, with Apex Racing in 4th. Well, in the rookie class then, Brand Brothers take the top spot, J&B Racing take 2nd, Visor Vision take 3rd, with Rufix Racing in 4th.